everybody. You are unmuted.
Welcome, everyone, both current and future viewers, to the Tales of Pageos. I am your DM, the Mutt, and these are my wonderful players here who will introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Mira, a War Domain Merfolk Cleric.
Hi, I'm Noodle. I am a Gerbine Ranger.
I'm Chum. I play a Primal Berserker.
And I'm Echo, a Undying Warlock.
Last we left off, the crew had recently acquired, if you'll pardon me using the word, a new ship that they were going to claim for themselves. And with this new ship came new challenges. They had to renegotiate their contracts with their current benefactor, as well as negotiate for the crew to come join them on their new ship. And that took up the ending of our previous session. So we are going to begin with you all have prepared and have set up the ship as well as yourselves for sailing off to the Celestial Isle, where your information broker had told you that the Gold Keel merchant patron, Lucian Nightbreeze, was residing within his mansion compound outside the city of Radiance. You are looking to try to acquire a sphere of a sphere of heaven from him that was stolen from the Grim Black, from the proprietor of the Dark Depths. So, you have all prepared. Is there anything before we begin to set sail or anything? Was there anything within Looter's Haven that you wanted to accomplish before we go?
Time of day is it?
So because I want to give you guys time to get all of this ready, I'll say another day has passed, so it's now morning. So if there was anything you wanted to take care of specifically within that day of preparation, let me know. And I believe in the next few days you will have your lifestyle expenses coming up, so keep that in mind. But was there anything that you wanted to accomplish within Looter's Haven for that day of preparation and setting up before you set sail?
I think I'm good on my end.
I'm good too.
Yep. I
Alrighty.
don't want to roleplay it or anything, but my character visits the local temple and just pays her respects, of course.
Fair enough. So, you all begin to set sail this fine morning, and as you get farther and farther from Looter's Haven, you come across the need to make a decision. What flag will you fly? You currently have in your collection a flag from the Gold Keel Merchants, a flag from a generic pirate's flag that represents Looter's Haven as a whole, and the Swashbuckler's flag, specifically for his fleet of ships.
Well,
Echo?
Captain, I'm gonna trust your expertise on this one.
Issue is, there's 2 stealth options and 1 you're dying option. just a matter of which stealth one is smarter here.
Well, remember, we can incur consequences for flying the swashbuckler flag too close when we're not a part of their group.
So that's why I'm offering this choice after you've sailed a ways. You are beyond Looter's Haven as a small dot in the distance at this point. It is not. That is not a particular issue at this time.
I think I'm more
I
afraid
don't
of-
want to be associated with the swashbucklers, so I'd recommend going with just a standard flag. 'Cause we could be
That'd be-
anyone.
And then we'd be targeted by everyone. Gold Keel absolutely despises pirates for the most part. And last time we went to their territory, pirate flag equals combat.
Well, we can switch them out when we get closer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. As much as flying Harper is annoying, avoiding any of their more powerful ships might be better until we get close to where we're trying to get to. Then we can swap out for Gold Keel. Avoiding Harper's fleet is the most dangerous thing in the sea right now.
They're larger ships anyway.
Oh yeah, and considering he sent 3 of them at us already, I don't think we want to repeat history. Whereas Gold Keel didn't seem to have nearly as heavily armed ships as Harper does.
Oh, they weren't hunting us either.
Yep. So we'll probably do Harper's is when we get until we get close to the Gold Keel territory. Then we'll swap out for Gold Keel.
Alrighty. And you're decently. You still have Looter's Haven as a dot in the distance to provide you a kind of reference point. But this is where I'll ask the navigator to begin their navigation roll.
Alright, so do I have any bonuses? It's just 1d20. Right?
You have your training, correct?
I believe so, yes.
You have a level.
And so
With your level, you get your.
I get to roll 2
You
dice?
get. No. So you get the normal d20, and then you get to add your ship die to it. Your d4.
D4, thank you. I couldn't remember which die that one was. Alright, well we got a 16 plus 3, so 19.
Okay. You are fairly confident, and you manage to make your navigation and direct the ship in a direction that you are absolutely sure is the correct way.
I'm getting pretty good at this, guys.
I'm gonna spend my
So-
time working on my gunner skills.
That is going to be the next thing. Well, actually, the next thing is going to be someone roll me a d20. One person, please.
Somebody else.
Oh,
Okay.
It's a random effect.
How do
Could
you?
be bad, could be good.
6.
Can you see?
No,
My
we
list?
we've just kind of gotten that like
we never know
feeling.
if this is good or bad.
Yeah, just from the sheer randomness. Yeah, no, we've kind of gotten that by now.
All right. I'm gonna have to switch around my list numbers here. Okay. So
It's a low number, so she goes,
in this instance, though, you do see a on the second day of your travel, you see, well, actually, not you. One of your crew that is acting as a lookout up in the crow's nest. Sail ho!
I don't know what that means. I'm gonna nudge one of the crewmates. What's that one mean?
They see a
that
sail in
they-
the distance.
Yeah, they see a sail on the horizon. Coming from the northwest, Captain.
Be coming
Can't quite
from
see
the,
the flag yet.
Gold
It's
Keel.
like-
Sitting low in the water, sir.
we know what kind of ship it is, or should we just see the flag for now?
You would see. So throughout the conversation, he will come down, or he will yell down to you. It is a two-masted ship, square sails, larger than like a sloop or something to that effect, but very much looks like a merchant ship. Does not seem to have any weapons on the deck per se, and is also sailing very low in the water.
They have a lot of loot.
Currently a few miles northwest. Appears to be sailing east.
Old habits die hard.
The wind is in your favor.
Oh, that's what I
The wind-
love to hear.
The wind is going from southeast to northwest. So,
You can already tell where I'm headed straight for then.
all right. So you direct the crew to begin to make an intercept?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question for you. Do you just want to run at them? Or do you want to employ any of your piracy tricks of the trade?
We do have those barrels.
We do. But if they're unarmed,
I
are they
will-
truly necessary?
I will say this. With the size of ship they are and the way their sails are, the square sails and everything else like that, you are faster than them.
Yeah, the moment you said bigger than us, I was like, okay, it's probably like a flute size then. Because that's the next size up.
Which flag were we
Absolutely.
flying?
We're
Currently
blatantly
Harper's.
pirates.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Never
So,
mind.
but
they-
That
but
kills my plan.
You're not close enough to see what flag they're flying. They're not close enough to see what flag you're flying, and that's if they've seen you at all yet.
So crazy idea. It's kind of a terrible one. But what if we flew the Gold Kill Merchant's flag and then like we set a tiny fire on the ship, just enough to like billow some smoke out and make it look like we need help, and so they come to help us, and then we get them.
We can
Your
chase them down
plan
easy
is
enough.
to set our ship on
No,
fire.
no, no! Like put some grain or something.
Uh, Keltas is staring at you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm staring at her.
I was gonna say, Echo's
Going to-
also staring at her.
Fire and ships do not
Just
mix.
a
Yeah,
small
no.
one, enough to billow smoke out and make it look like we're in trouble and need help.
As a guy who's also
we're-
burned other people's ships, he knows how dangerous fire on a ship is.
I will say that is something that you could create. I will give you this. You could create like a brazier type of deal that you could hide either underneath a portion of your deck or on your deck even to try to billow smoke. But currently you do not like that.
And we have no
Alright.
idea if they even have
I'm open
interest
to
in
other
helping
ideas.
us.
Your plan is to set our new ship on fire.
I just
Put a fire
thought
on the ship.
if they're merchants, they're low to the ground without weapons, they might be like, oh, these guys are merchants too, we should help them out. But anyway, next
no.
idea.
Echo's
no
just gonna
visible
stare
weapon.
at our two. Echo's gonna stare at our two ballistas like,
Merchant ships can be armed, keep in mind. Like they,
Oh, I
they
just
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't seem armed.
We
yeah,
can
they
see if they're armed.
currently you do not see any weapons on their decks.
And they're riding low in the water, so they're running a heavy load of something.
and I want to know what that is. Can put some truth behind my words to the crew.
So you're gonna go hunting?
And remind the entire crew, I'm a pirate for fuck's sake.
All right. So you direct your navigator to just sail an intercept course, or are you going to do any tricky shenanigans?
No tricky. They if they're unarmed and already heavy,
They aren't outrunning
Okay.
us.
Are you keeping your current flag? Or are you switching flags or anything?
no need for deception.
All right. So you begin going with the wind on an intercept course. You have to tack a little bit more north than the wind is truly blowing, but with your sails and how your ship is, that's just perfectly fine for you. It does not take long for the other ship to start to turn. You're probably about like 2 miles ish out away. When the other, actually a little bit farther than that, before the other ship starts to turn to try to basically make a U-turn. They're trying to turn all the way around, which slows them down a bit and then speeds them up after, and when they get towards the end of their turn, because they go back into they're going with the wind again. But even with that, you're faster than them by a bit. Setting stuff up.
I'm assuming the lookout doesn't see any other sails on the horizon.
No, the lookout is currently looking and does not see.
Have we identified any flags on the ship?
Gold Keel Merchant.
Okay.
As you get closer, you see the traditional gold keel colors flapping high in the sky. But yeah, I will say over the course of the next few hours, this does take you a little bit out of your way in terms of your own path, but you quickly get within a mile, closer, and the other ship realizes what's going on and strikes their flag. Echo, you would know that is the ship surrendering.
Hmm. Well, easy boarding.
Yep, so you pull up close to the ship. The ship's deck, even though it's riding low in the water, is slightly above yours, because your ship is smaller. But you come close to the ship, and it is up to you. What do you want to do?
I mean,
You see approximately 8 crewmen standing on the deck of the ship, plus a couple of officers.
I know why I'm here, but I imagine now that we know they're gold keel, could get some information out of them. Maybe, if we're lucky.
Do you want to go talk to them on their terms of surrender? And us taking all their loot?
I would love that.
Okay. So the main question is do you just board, or do you sail nearby and then call over?
Oh, I'm just boarding. I ain't asking for permission. That.
Okay. So your crew tosses some grappling hooks over and lashes the 2 boats together and sets down some gangplanks, and you cross over to the other ship. You see the other crew is tense. They are afraid, but also frustrated. You can kind of sense the energy in the air. But a human man walks up to you. I am the captain of this vessel.
Hello there. I see you're part of the Gold Keels, are you not?
Yes.
Are you coming from there or heading back?
We are sailing away from the archipelago, so
And where exactly did you head from?
Crow Harbor, if you must know.
He's gonna turn around and look at the rest of the party. We know why I'm here. But since we know they're directly from the Gold Keels, if you wanna get some info out of them, be my guest.
I assume you want to look at our manifest.
That would be the case.
Will I get your promise to not harm me or my crew?
So long as you don't give me trouble.
Wait. Why don't one of us and Captain Coward here fight for it?
They don't want to fight.
I know! That's depressing! They should stand up and fight for their loot. So I'm giving him the opportunity to not be Captain Coward and fight us, be defeated by us, and then give us his loot.
I am a well-to-do merchant within the keel. Within the gold keel. I would not debase myself into physical violence.
Yeah, I don't
unlike
like
you.
these guys. I'm down to kill them.
We need to see what they have on board. Let's get those manifests.
And as entertaining as some blood would be, I have higher standards than that. And besides, they gave me no trouble surrendering so easily. The least I could do was allow them to
I
live.
hate that they surrendered so easily.
Well, not everyone's really up for fighting all the time. Some people just do little tasks.
Some want to live to see the next day.
Nothing wrong with that, but man, Tempest really teach you never step down from a fight. These guys, they're godless. They're cowards.
Welcome to Above the Water. Some will do what it takes just to live.
Are these people still armed?
Oh yeah.
Tell them to throw all their weapons into a barrel.
A splendid idea.
Sorry, my apologies. The officers are still armed. The crew themselves have. You can see there is a pile of cutlasses and other daggers and such located in the center of the ship.
Oh, okay.
Echo would know that this is pretty standard practice.
Yeah. Ignore the insults from my compatriot. I will do you no harm so long as you give me no issue.
Unless you got a deckhand who wants to box with her.
Keep her entertained.
I do not speak for the peasants. That's up to them.
Are any of you willing to fight for your chance to have some loot? Because I will share my portion of whatever I'm stealing from you with you if you fight me. Well, if you win. If you lose, well, you just get beat up. But at least you weren't like Captain Coward over here.
Well, this Captain Coward you speak of, I hope you realize if one of these peasants were to beat you, the captain would just take that loot from them, right?
Well, that's...
Is that a question to me?
He's a dirty thief and a coward? You get to be one or the other,
It's
not both.
The cargo on this ship is not theirs to have. It is under the purview of the merchants, and
Well,
it is
then
under
they
the.
get to say they're the hero that saved some of it from being stolen. Are you gonna take that glory from them too?
That is on them.
With as heavy as this ship is, we won't be stealing all their loot anyway.
True. It's unfortunate that we ended up running into these bunch on our way there instead of on our way back.
I thought we were here just for information.
Oh, sweet Noodle. You forget who I am at my core.
This is the world of piracy. This is how we make the
I
good money
will
to buy all
send
those
someone
goodies.
to fetch the manifests for you. And he nods to another officer, who takes a minute but brings up a series of papers, and hands them over to you, Echo.
Oh. Well, he's gonna read them.
Within their stores, they have come from Coral Harbor, so they have the equivalent of 4. I'm going to put cargo into bunches, into groups. Your sloop can carry 2 groups of cargo, like 2. I don't want to say tons, but like 2 batches of cargo. This ship is capable of carrying 4. They currently have within their stores the 3. One bunch. They're carrying primarily foodstuffs, exotic foodstuffs, which makes sense coming from Crow Harbor. But they have one bunch of crew of cargo of bananas specifically, and then they have 2 bunches of various other exotic fruits, and they have 1 batch of cargo of Crow Harbor wine.
The wine makes him raise his eyebrow. So almost all of it is food related.
I will say, if you want, you can roll either. You can roll probably a history. Yeah, probably a history, or I'll also throw an investigation in there, I guess, for you. Your choice.
Yeah, so I want to go below deck and actually physically look at it.
In
'Cause
terms
they're
of
running awfully low for just food.
well, their hold is full, is why they're running low. That's their
That's
cargo
a lot
hold
of
is.
food.
Yeah,
yeah.
this list is saying it's a lot of food.
Essentially, it is. The main export out of Crow Harbor is like exotic foods and wines.
Well, we take some of this food and wine for our own ship. That'll tide us over for a while.
I was just say I'm gonna instantly walk over to Noodle and show her the list.
With your investigation check, they also have various other. They have they have rations and ship supplies and such like that. If you really want to go into that, but the wine, with your investigation check, the wine is by far the most expensive thing out of these, and then comes the mixture. The various exotic fruits is the next most expensive. The bananas are the cheapest.
Figured as much.
How much gold they got on board?
They have. So, merchant vessels that don't have a means to protect themselves very much don't typically run with a lot of straight gold unless they're coming back from a sale or something. And if they're doing that, they're doing it wrong because they should be selling and then buying new stuff and then selling and buying new stuff, right? So they have roughly about 180 gold
Hey,
in their
more
store
gold
in
for
their
our
storehouse.
coffers.
Yeah, 180, not bad. Obviously taking that.
Yep.
And Chum, you said you wanted to investigate the hold yourself?
Yep. Make sure there's not something hidden away.
Very well. Escort him. And he's saying that to another officer. And you also, as you're being escorted down to the hold, the officer ahead of you calls before he walks through a doorway, stand down, stand down, stand down, and then walks through the doorway, and you see another 10 crew who are currently laying down their weapons at their feet.
I order them all outside.
Okay, the rest of you see another 10 crew walk up. Or sorry, 10? Let me make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah, 10 crew.
So there's 18 crew in total?
18 crew plus the officers.
Okay.
The officers make it about 24 crew total. 24 people on the ship. The deck is a little crowded right now, with both their crew and yours.
Do I need to roll an investigation or anything to?
Yeah,
go through this?
sorry. Your investigation reveals that the manifest is honest. They have crates and crates and crates and barrels of these wines and these exotic fruits. Echo, you would know that a lot of these like exotic fruits and other such things sell for a pretty penny over in the Scales Reach, due to the climate just not being like tropical enough for a lot of these fruits to grow there. Also, a lot of these because they are fruits, and there are some of them that are citrus fruits. The Scales Reach appreciates these fruits and stuff as a means to stave off scurvy for their fleets.
Hmm.
I'd say let's
Positive
take
thing.
half the wine and half of something else, so we're not weighing our own selves down.
If I must. The wine definitely is the highest priority. If we get
If you're
this,
if you're only taking one thing of cargo, I would just take the wine.
yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Echo's gonna look at the citrus for a little longer and just shake his head and walk away.
The barrels of wine are brought up onto the deck and then slowly rolled over to your ship, and your crew begins storing it underneath into your own cargo hold. Meanwhile, the captain of the other ship is just arms crossed, stiff-backed, nose slightly high in the sky, just disdainful, not even looking at the whole process.
Could have been worse.
And as promised, we won't sink you. Go about your work. But I must warn you, we're not the only ones out at sea right now. Try not to lose all of your cargo.
May your ships sink in the next storm.
And may we see you again to strip you of what you're worth once more. And off we go.
I'm gonna spit
All
on
right.
their ship as we get off.
Alrighty then. That little detour has delayed you by a little bit. So you're about a half a day behind schedule.
We're on a schedule.
Well, an average amount of time to get to where you're trying to go.
Yeah, this time around, we're not on a, too tight of it. We have
No,
2
you're-
months to get this done, but,
Yeah.
it's not...
Yeah.
We're not in danger yet. Not even close.
Okay. We'll go to what did you guys do during your downtimes?
Well, for starters, we should probably decide what that 180 should go to. Are we just gonna split it and add it to our own wares? Or is it gonna be for the ship?
So there's 2 ways that pirate crews will typically do this. The most common way is that everything that you gain throughout the voyage is collated into one grouping, one big pile of money, if you will. And that's including the profits after you sell what you've taken and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, the money that needs to go to the ship to keep the ship in repair gets taken out of that. The money that needs to be paid for people who have ship dues, for example, if someone gets hurt or dead, the injury and death dues would then be taken out of that. And then the rest of it is profit, and that's usually what gets split up.
I think
But
we have a fair
your
amount of
ship-
gold on the ship right now.
Currently on the ship, I think
175.
Noodle, also, as I say, Noodle has that recorded like I do.
Yep.
Alright,
It's
sick.
175.
I'm glad our counts are the same. I missed a chunk of gold somewhere.
Oh.
But no, I didn't. We're good. Alright. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So just do you want to keep it as a
I will
conglomerate
keep
for now?
track of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
you're tracking, you have 180 in gold pieces and a cargo load of Crow Harbor wine.
That we may or may not be able to sell for good money.
Yeah. Are we keeping it for ourselves or are we selling?
I'll 100% have to sell that.
When I say a cargo hold, or not hold, but a cargo, there is in the multiple tens of barrels of Crow
Nice.
Harbor. This isn't just oh, I'm gonna drink all of this. This is we were planning on making hundreds of gold off of these.
Oh yeah.
If
Yeah,
not
no,
thousands of
this is-
gold off of these.
Yeah, the moment I heard that this was a food vessel, I'm like, oh, I know what these bundles mean. There's...
selling it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And we got 1 barrel, correct?
No, we have a lot
one-
of barrels.
No, you have
We have
one.
grouping.
How do I want to say it? One cargo load. Your ship can hold 2 loads of cargo. You have 1 cargo load of Crow Harbor wine.
It's a lot.
Got it.
Delicious.
Alrighty. I'm gonna work on my gunning skills for downtime.
Okay. We'll get back to you in a second.
Good.
Mira.
I'm gonna study the maps, and then at night before bed, I'm gonna study the stars.
So you get one downtime action.
Yeah, that's just me.
Um,
That's me describing how I'm working on my navigation skill.
So you're training, or are you actually studying the maps? Because studying the maps is a navigator downtime action that you can take.
I'll study the maps.
Okay, so do you still have access to the ship mechanic doc? The Word doc?
I don't have it up right now because I have 100 different other things up right now.
So, as a navigator, you have study the maps, which you study the naval maps to gain your best heading. It gives advantage on your next navigation roll that you have to make. You succeeded on your navigation roll, so well, you did go out of your way. So I guess you will have to make a new navigation roll on our next leg of the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to study the maps, it'll give you advantage on your next navigation roll. If you are in a bad heading, studying the maps will allow you to re-roll the navigation roll for that leg of the journey.
Okay, I'll study the maps.
The other one you have is studying the weather, which allows you to study the wind and weather to avoid bad weather on the seas. It allows you to re-roll if you randomly roll for a storm, crosswind, or headwind, you get to re-roll the roll. Or have whoever rolled it re-roll. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then all officers can either train yourself in your officer role, train the crew, but only one officer can train the crew per leg of the journey, or take any personal actions or like personal downtime stuff that you want to do. So like if you're capable of tinkering or carpentry or this, that, or the other thing, you can build or any sort of normal downtime action you want to take, you can also take.
Oh, okay. So, since we're not super in a rush, I'm just like working on my navigation skill, trying to get better at that.
Okay. Noodle.
Yeah, I had a question. Is organizing supplies my only option of downtime? Besides the...
Nope. Next page down. Organizing fishing and supplies, passing out the rum, choosing rationing.
Okay.
So, organizing the fishing and supplies will allow you to catch fish and do other means to try to gather some foods for rations. And you can also filter through some seawater to try to filter into drinkable, like potable water. It collects basically it collects the rations for the crew on a success. Passing out the rums is you consume extra rations, but it provides a bonus equal to your level to the crew and officers' actions for the next 2 lengths of ship travel. And then choose rationing.
Call to celebrate.
Choose rationing allows you to determine what sort of rationing the ship needs. So you can put people on half rations, or you can basically you can put people on half rations to extend how long your rations last.
How much rations do we use up per week?
1 ration per crew member.
Per crew member, okay.
So you have 9 crew on board, so you're 1 ration per day per crew. Sorry, I should have stated that. So 9 rations per day. So for a full week, takes
63.
Yeah. Which you should have
Just enough for a week.
Okay. So if you want to, as part of the getting prepared, I would say that you could spend some gold to get extra rations, because so far you've done 2 days of travel and 2 days, then 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. Yeah, it's going to take most of the week to reach the archipelago. I think. Yeah. Took you a week. Takes 2 days to cross a. Okay, so 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. Okay, no. So you're good. It'll take about a week, barring any further further delays. It'll take you about a week to reach the city of Radiance. So if you want to buy extra rations before you set off, I will allow us to retcon and go through that, because I forgot to ask.
I'm gonna fish. Get us some more.
Okay.
Fresh.
Go ahead and give me a intelligence check.
That's for me, right?
Yes. Or sorry, wisdom check. My bad. Wisdom check.
14.
Okay. Let's see. So your quartermaster level is 1.
Yeah.
And who? So you gathered 4 extra rations. So just so you're aware, the higher your quartermaster level is, the more rations you collect. The higher you roll above the DC that you need to make, the more rations you collect. And then the size of your crew also affects how much rations you collect. So that's all the math that goes into that. All right. Echo, what would you like to do in your downtime?
I'm gonna sack this downtime and say that he's just too distracted. He's just gonna keep sailing at this point.
Okay. Do you want to direct the bosun or the carpenter in anything during their downtime?
The bosun, sure.
Keep in mind, I don't know if you were here when I was discussing with the others. They have their own officer levels, and now that you're on your own ship, and they are working directly under you rather than under somebody else. You can direct them to train to make themselves better. Just like you guys do. But also in that ship mechanics page, they also have their own individual downtime actions that they can take for the ship as well.
The carpenter can just train. That's fine. And the bosun, me who's staring at the train order.
Doesn't hurt to get their skills up while we can.
Yeah. I can do train harder for bosun. It's fine.
Oh, that's for training the crew. Yeah.
Okay. So the bosun, go ahead. I'll let you roll it. Roll me a d20, please.
I'm gonna use physical for this. I don't trust anything. That is a 16.
Okay, that is a success.
Nice.
So the crew, rather than gaining 1 crew experience, they gain 2. And keep in mind that if you have the boatswain become a higher level, then that will slowly increase how much the train harder affects the crew training level.
Right.
Okay, so going back to Chum. Wait, did you have Thrasat do something? Did you have the Carpenter do something?
Train himself.
Train himself? Right, okay, I marked that. Chum, go ahead and roll me a d20. Okay, you succeeded. You are now level 1 in gunnery.
Nice.
I just put that in my tools and proficiencies, right?
Yes, I will. That's a great place for it. But basically, it gives you your ship's die to add to your action.
Okay. That's
To a ship
D4?
action during combat and stuff like that. Yes. D4.
Okay.
Alrighty. With this, we're going to go into the next leg of the journey. Go give me a navigation roll, please.
That's a d20 plus my d4.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 11.
Okay. So you have not succeeded. But you didn't fail by much. So you go half the distance that you normally would. Well, not. Go ahead and roll me the random happenings. Somebody.
It's what, D20?
It's a D20.
Yep.
Okay, so you have no shenanigans or anything that happens. Clear weather across the board. You do manage to make it to the next C block, but that was because you were most of the way there already. You have slowed down though. You have only made it. You have not made it as far as you normally would because of the failure in navigation.
Still 2 days, right?
Hmm?
It was 2 days.
Yes, that was 2 days of travel, which I believe brings us to the living expenses.
No, 1 more day.
One more day? Okay.
1 more day.
Downtime activities.
More training, and we should probably change that flag out.
We're growing near, so I'd agree.
Alright. Mira, downtime activity.
I'm training.
Okay. Noodle, downtime activity.
I'm gonna train myself.
Echo.
No longer as distracted. Training myself.
Kate. What do you want Keltos and Thrasat to do?
Both can train themselves.
Okay. Alrighty. And no one trained the crew or anything, so alright. Do you want to well, you failed the navigation roll, so I assume that you want to roll navigation again.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
A 4.
4 total?
Yeah, I got a 2 and a 2.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me the random happenings. Somebody.
Noodle, your turn.
I did it at first.
17.
Thank you.
17?
Yep.
Okay. Thankfully, the clear weather continues. You look off of your starboard bow and see land, which is not what you're supposed to be seeing. And it takes you a while to realize that you have gone full steam ahead the wrong direction.
Echo is gonna slowly turn his head and look at Mira.
Oh, I was holding the map the wrong way. I'm sorry, it's that way.
With this, I will say, due to the fact that you now have land in sight, and with a map and the land masses, I will give you advantage on your next navigation roll because you have a frame of reference.
Yay! Let me know when to do
Or actually, before that, do your downtime activities, because depending on what downtime activity you pick, that may change.
Yeah. I think this time I'm gonna study the maps.
All right.
So that gives me advantage on my next navigation roll anyway.
Yes. And technically, from now on, because I just remembered how I was going to do this, if you fail a navigation roll, you have to use your downtime to study the maps to get the ability to roll it on the next leg of the journey.
Okay.
Otherwise, you continue with going slowly, basically. But in this case, you're already going to re-roll because you know you're not going the right way. All right. So you have advantage on the next navigation roll. Oh, Echo. I'm silly. You have a downtime action to direct an NPC to direct the NPC officers. So, if you want to tell Keltas and Thrasat what downtime activity to do, you take that downtime activity and then tell them what to do. Otherwise, they do what they want. But they will take downtime actions for the ship when they previously weren't on their own. But it'll be up to them what they do.
So if he wants to order the officers, that's his downtime action.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, continue working on this ballista. Learning it inside.
Mira,
You ready for
you're
me?
studying the maps. You're studying the maps. Hold on.
Yes.
Noodle.
I'm gonna go up to Captain Echo and request that we stop at this island to resupply.
Well, if you think we
We
need
might be
it,
able
I don't
We
see
might be
why
able to
not.
offload the wine.
Well, then let's resupply.
Okay. What's your downtime activity, Noodle?
Fish. I'm going to fish.
Fish, go ahead and roll me the check. Wisdom.
Oh, it's a 7. That's a fail.
Did I say... I mean, it's a foul either way, but did I
Yeah.
say whether or not you guys can use your ship die with these? I don't remember. I don't think I
I say because
said...
that would be a quartermaster skill, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is a quartermaster skill, but... Hmm. Sure. I will say that you guys get to add your ship die to your downtime activities.
And that's a D4,
Uh,
right?
Yeah. In this case, it's not going to help you.
Oh, okay.
You won't pass the DC even with it. But for future reference, and remind me because I am going to inevitably forget. So you managed to you organized fishing and tried to filter some seawater, but due to the general confusion aboard the vessel, it didn't really go that well. Not enough to officially reach a amount of rations that would matter. Okay. Echo.
Mhm.
Downtime activity.
I'll instruct the other two to train.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's all the downtime activities. So go ahead and roll me that navigation.
Even though we're planning to dock.
We haven't found the
You're
city yet.
rolling. You're rolling for a different navigation now.
I was just
But yeah,
checking.
rolling.
Before we do that, everyone, it's been a week.
True. Living expenses beast.
Okay.
And that's 2 gold for normal, if I remember right.
We're doing a week,
No.
right?
No,
It's a week.
1 gold per
The
day.
1 gold.
Mm-hmm.
1 gold per
If
day.
if you're doing modest, then it's 1 gold per day. And since you're paying out the week, it's 7 gold total.
Well, I did the navigation roll anyway before she said stop, and I got a dirty 20.
Okay. You managed to navigate to a nearby village. It's not really a town. Not big enough for that. But you do manage to get to a nearby village. You are able to restock rations, but not ship supplies.
Okay.
Definitely
Or
not
ammunition.
offloading this wine here.
How much ration? How much is rations?
1 gold piece per ration.
How many rations we burn a day?
9.
Per week, we burn 63.
Hmm.
And right now we have 6.
So how many do they have available to buy? A week's worth?
Oh, they're a fishing village. They got all sorts of food.
So we're just not buying wood and metal and things like that. We
Correct.
didn't need to do any repairs, so we're good.
We also want to sell the barrel of wine or the cargo load of wine.
You can try if you want to.
Let the captain handle that.
Captain?
He's the charmer.
Oh god. Do I really trust a village to get my money's worth?
No, they're
I-
getting a bunch of gold from us right now.
Am so sorry. I wrote this down wrong. It is 5 silver pieces per ration,
Oh my god.
which is
Like
half
say-
of what it's half. It's basically half off. I did not realize that was incorrect.
I
Oh,
fucking
I
knew
say
it.
one
You-
gold per meal for everyone. That's a lot.
It's not per meal. So rations cover an entire day's worth of feeding.
Yeah.
A gold piece was still pretty high for that, which is why I double checked
Yeah.
how much it was. But
So I'm
yes,
like, we're eating pretty damn good.
no, like hardtack and dried fish and fruits and veggies and stuff that will last a while. That's the sort of rations you're getting.
Okay, thank you. I'm not as worried now.
Yeah, my bad.
I'm still stocking up on rations though.
Yes. How much are you purchasing? I will say, go ahead and, on average, right? It should take you about 5 days to get from where you are to Radiance, with no delays.
So I'd probably get at least 2 weeks worth.
Mm-hmm.
Never know, we're gonna end up going the wrong direction.
I swear to you, the only reason why you went the wrong direction is because you rolled a 4.
Sorry.
I find it
It's okay.
It's still 1 gold per ration.
No,
No, it's
silver.
5 silver pieces.
Oh, okay.
So 1 gold for 2 rations.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So for a week's worth of rations, it's 31 and a half gold. So 31 gold, 5 silver type of deal.
So they're still getting 63 rations per week.
They're still eating through 63 rations per week, yes.
Okay.
Minus whatever you catch.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend 50 gold on rations.
Get 100 rations, alright.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Y'all ready to go?
Yeah.
Alright.
Heck,
Roll
go
me that
find anyone to
navigation.
Buy this wine.
I don't
Oh,
trust it.
in a fishing village?
I was gonna say, no. Yeah, that ain't
I might
happening.
buy a barrel.
Ah, no.
I
No.
got a
We-
23.
we got what we came here for.
Goodness. Alright.
Jesus.
Rolled a 19.
She said I ain't
Uh,
never
It was
losing again.
great.
Alright, go ahead and roll me the random happenings.
Who's rolling this time?
Cool.
An 8.
8. Okay. So as you travel, you actually travel faster than you expected, due to the high navigation roll. Well, not necessarily faster than you expected, but you traveled in a more efficient manner than just following the going out and following the coastline. You managed to find some means to get some additional speed from some undersea currents and such that goes between the islands. But on your travels, off your starboard side, you see a cove. And within that cove, in the center of the cove, going down into the water, you see what appears to be some sort of ruin. Unsure what it is at the moment when you're looking at it.
I'm getting some fun memories. Well, Quartermaster, do you think we can fund another detour? Or would it be wise
Yeah.
to ignore this?
If you want to investigate, you can.
Got it. We have extra rations.
For my own personal matters, why not?
All right. As you sail into this cove, you notice that there seems to be a heavy fog that kind of drifts out of the tropical woodland, like the tropical tree woodland area that surrounds the cove. This fog seems to wash along the banks of the water, or down the beaches to the shoreline. And within you see this ruin that's sticking out of the water and stabbing into the sky. Not super tall. It looks like whatever this was tall at one point in time, but the ruins have since crumbled and fallen, and now the highest, bit of stonework does not even reach past your sails in height. But as you get closer, it looks like it was possibly some sort of squared off tower.
Curious. Never really explored the islands like this.
You never know what you'll find, I guess.
Sure seems that way.
Something like this probably was a fort or something at one time. Especially being protected by a cove.
Definitely not what it used to be.
Well, we want to take them in and check it out.
It does look like there is a section of this structure that has the wall is fallen into disrepair and left the room inside open to the elements. But you can see the floor; it's still there for the most part. There is a hole, but there is a way for you to get into the structure.
In we go.
Oh.
Okay. So, as you set down a rowboat for you and your party to get closer, and as you begin to paddle over to this structure, it's still, mid-afternoon, but as you get closer and closer to the structure, it almost seems to dim and become closer and closer to twilight with every paddle. And you notice as you get closer that the fog that was staying at the edges of the beaches and didn't really cross against the water begins snaking tendrils of fog ahead of it as it slowly begins making its way across. And that is where we'll take a break.
Alrighty.
Both current and future viewers, we're going to take about a 10 to 15 minute break as we prepare for adventure and mystery within this ruined structure. So.
We're back.
Welcome back, both current and future viewers, to the Tales of Pageos. We're coming back off of our break with our party investigating this strange ruin that is within a cove off the shore of one of the islands that they're passing. As they approach this ruined tower, you see what used to be clear skies and clear day has become dimmer and dimmer the closer you get to this tower, and the fog that stayed on the banks of the shoreline has slowly started creeping across the waters of this cove, reaching closer and closer towards you. And as you pull up next to this tower, the fog finally reaches the sides of the tower and engulfs you and the rowboat that you're within. Meaning you could no longer see your ship. You can no longer see the shoreline. The only thing you can see right now is the waters that surround you and this tower in front of you. The side of this tower has the wall has a big hole in it, which will allow you to climb up into the room, a room within the tower.
So that's still visible to us then?
Yes. Like I said, the tower next to you is visible to you, and the waters that surround your rowboat are visible to you. But this thick fog has rolled in and made it impossible to see anything else surrounding, like the cove, your ship, anything.
Some very curious and ominous frog. Let's climb up in here and check it out.
Did you say frog or fog?
Fog.
Oh, okay.
I agree.
All right. As you enter this ruined structure, you can see as you enter in this room that's probably about 40 feet by 40 feet in length. The room itself has scattered rock and stone from the walls and the floor that would be above it that has since collapsed. It spread across the floor beneath you, and in the far corner you see where the floor itself has given way and has fallen deeper into this tower.
I was also
investigate.
gonna ask if I can look around and see if there's anything recognizable in these ruins.
Sure, go ahead and give me perception and or investigation checks.
Okay, I'm gonna do perception. Oh, well, I got a 10, so it's not me.
I rolled a 25 in perception.
Hey, Echo, we're in the same club.
So it looks like it's me and Noodle.
Okay.
With our keen eyes.
I also wanted to use a separate check after this to look for traps, but I didn't think I could do two things at the same time.
Correct.
Okay.
So you see, like I said, a lot of debris. A lot of the walls themselves seem to be weathered and are barely standing. The floor is covered in bits and stone and completed bits of stone work, even in some cases. And you see like deep grooves that have been worn into the walls just over time. And with your perceptions, both of you hear shifting or scurrying coming from down that hole. But you also, Noodle, you also, as you're looking at the walls, the grooves themselves, while look like they're just from natural wear and tear, you notice seem to have a pattern to them. And you see, as you kind of, if you unfocus your eyes a little bit and look at the walls, you see that the grooves actually look like waving tentacles coming up coming up the walls until they reach broken bits, and then it's gone. But
I want to lean over and look down this hole.
okay, are you guys able to control your tokens?
No, I was just about to tell you that. Or maybe let me see if I use the hand.
No,
nope.
I can't.
I do not know why it does not give you control.
I just made my own.
How'd you make
Okay.
your own token?
Go to the character list.
I think
drag
you all
your
should have
token.
control now.
I'm only allowed
No,
to do one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Echo, are you able to control your token?
Yeah.
All right. Then, by all means, walk over to the hole. As you begin to... So, question. As you approach this, do you just kind of walk up to it, or are you trying to be quiet? Are you trying to be stealthy?
I'll do
Oh.
stealth.
Yeah, if we're hearing noises down below.
Did you tell us you heard noises? Because Echo and I didn't hear anything.
True.
I guess we hadn't relayed that.
So then I
So
didn't
hey
walk
guys, it sounds like
stealthily.
there's something down there.
Oh.
There
Well,
we go.
now I'll try to be stealthy.
All right.
And going back to physical dice.
14 plus...
I got a 12.
0. I got a 14.
Okay. Let me look here. Okay. You all... There's a minor scuffle here and there as you are walking across the stones on the floor here. But for those of you who hear the sounds coming from down the hole, the sounds don't appear to change or stop. And as you approach the hole and look down, you can see another room underneath. And within the room, you see 6 creatures. The creatures themselves are very obviously some fish-like humanoid that stand up roughly like 4 foot tall, 4 to 5 foot tall. And they have webbed hands and feet as they walk, and they are clothed in simple rags thrown over as robes almost. over top of them, and they have decorations of shark teeth and bone weaved both in their robe and as necklaces and such. And you can see that their heads kind of jut forward from their shoulders into giant fish heads with these bulbous eyes on either side, and when the mouths open and they gurgle to each other, you can see sharp teeth within the mouths.
As a mermaid, would I recognize these creatures?
Yeah, does it sound like an
Someone who
Aquan
lives under the sea.
language?
Go ahead and roll me a history or nature.
Oh, I have proficiency in history. I got an 18.
Stand by one. 18? Okay. You would recognize these creatures as a... To be honest, your civilization views them as strange and backward barbarians almost. They're not... you don't view them as civilized creatures, but these are Kuatoa.
Oh, they're in Baldur's Gate. I know those guys.
I do.
Pardon?
Yep. All the way
Pardon
around.
me for 1 second.
So, while he's pardoned, I'm gonna explain to y'all, oh hey, I've seen those guys before. We use them as, laborers. Well, they're not really very smart, and they don't, yeah, they're just, we could take
Can you
them.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I had to switch headsets because my other headset is dying. But, alright. So, yeah, you recognize these as Kuatoa, which your civilization kind of views them as like backwards barbarians. They're not truly civilized. They completely like grow up and develop around these cults that they seem to always create, and are just very. It's all.
Note, I'd like to look at them or down the hole and see if they, on their clothes or if they have an altar, any religious iconography.
So, you go ahead and give me a perception check.
What's my bonus?
Or religion, either one.
Oh, well, let me see. Oh, okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yep.
Okay, so there is no religious iconography that you recognize.
Mm.
But what you do see is a lot of the bones and such are actually what's woven into their rough-hewn robes. Their necklaces are made of bone and stone and other materials, but all of them are formed into the shape of like tentacles that kind of and the necklaces are rather close like circlets, so it almost looks like they have like tentacles like crawling down their chests.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and unpack my hemp rope and start like unraveling
deep is
it
this
so we
hole?
can climb down.
The hole itself is about 20 feet. You will notice that in the corner of the room, near my ping here, there is actually all of the rubble from the floor that has fallen in has been stacked up in the corner of the room. So with a small jump, you could jump onto the rubble, which is only about 5 feet down, the top of the rubble at least. It's only about 5 feet down from the hole, but the bottom floor of this next floor down is about 20 feet down. So you have about 15 foot of rubble packed up into the corner here to act as almost like steps.
I don't trust myself to be able to get back up, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the grapple hook and rope and drape it over the side in case we need to get out fast. And then I'm gonna go down the hole.
Would I be able to shoot everyone from here?
From where you are, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're looking at the wall and the rubble, basically.
So
If you went to the other corner, you could probably see about half the room.
those
So,
spots
right
match
here?
up, right?
Yes, so essentially, ow. Give me a rectangle. The hole is essentially this black box here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll leave a black line around it. So that's essentially the outline of the hole in the next room, and you have the pile of rubble that is piled up into the corner down here that acts as like stairs.
So as a tactical advantage, it'd be good for me and her to jump down onto that rubble and let these two stay up top.
So keep in mind that when you're standing on the floor above, like over here, you can only see about half the room. This left half of the room is hard to see from where you're at. Where Noodle is can see about down to here, like so they can see the Kuatoa that's in this corner, but they can't see anything farther back. Echo from where he is can see the two Kuatoa that are beneath the hole, but he can't see. He can barely see this Kuatoa here.
And
So like
we were
if
there,
you're gonna have to, if you were here, then you could see all 5 of the Kuatoa that are around here. And keep in mind, these guys are kind of like moving and shifting, and like they're doing stuff. But like,
So with our knowledge of Aquan language, can we understand them at all?
no,
Okay.
their language is the way they speak is very gurgly and all that sort of stuff. But it does seem like a language that could be understood. It's like they have a really heavy accent, probably, in whatever language they're speaking. But what languages do you all speak?
I speak
Aquan and Elven.
Common, Dwarven, and Elven.
Aquan, Common, Dwarven,
Halfling
Elvish,
and
and
Sylvian.
Chum, what was the languages? Sorry.
Aquan, Common, Dwarven, and Elven.
And Noodle.
Common, Gerbine, Merfolk, Halfling, and Sylvian.
Okay, Merfolk is just Aquan.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, none of you understand the language that is being spoken down here.
Okay.
I do have this ability. If we need to tell it anything, or tell them anything. So did we want to say something to these guys before jumping down the hole?
You were describing their garb. Would we recognize those tendrils as being any kind of religion?
Yeah, that's what I rolled earlier.
So yeah, you do not recognize them as any religion that you know of.
Okay.
It doesn't match any religious iconography that you know of.
Okay.
Does the tentacles on the creatures match the tentacles on the wall?
the decorative, the
Mhm.
bone and stone.
Yeah.
So the ones that are on the wall are really rough. Like they're almost like someone just wore gashes into the wall into the shape of like writhing tentacles. The ones that they're wearing are rough jewelry but polished. Like even the stone tentacles have been polished to almost reflect light. What little light there is down here.
Would they be a correlation to each other though?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
I mean, it's weird that it happened twice.
So I'm assuming I'd be able to jump down to right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys can move your tokens to the next thing down. Yeah.
I'm gonna jump down and using my tide tongue
See how they react.
ask them, "What god do you serve?" So I can't understand
Okay,
what they
so
reply, but they can understand me.
So you two jump down and cause all of them to look at you because it's really hard to like jump onto rubble and not make a noise. And they all turn at you, and you begin to speak using your tide tongue, and they all kind of pause. And they speak in their weird gargled language, but you do get a relatively clear, almost as if they're speaking a name, Ulfram.
Do I recognize that name? Ulfram.
No, because you don't have time.
Alright.
They immediately pick up their various spears and stuff around them and begin heading directly at you.
Time to fight them.
Yep.
Should we roll for initiative?
Please do.
Oh. Well, I'm going last.
I got a 19. I don't think I have any bonuses to my initiative, so just a 19.
Yeah, I'm going last.
Yeah, I didn't do very well either. I might be second last, knowing Mutt's luck.
Hey, you got 5 more than I did.
It could have been a 4. Just remember that, you know. It could have been 2 twos.
A 4 with a bonus.
I know.
Actually, great.
I rolled
Has
half
2
a
whole dice.
D4
Still 4.
on a 20.
Jesus.
Oh, I technically rolled a 5.
No, that's true too.
Jesus.
We're pro rollers.
Alright, so 7, and Mira, you rolled a what?
19.
19. Okay. Do. No. Bam 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 bam. Bam. Okay. All right, at the top of the order sits Chum.
Woot woot.
So
Alrighty.
they all begin garbled shouting at you as they all pick up various spears and other crude weapons and begin all running towards you.
I'm gonna pull out my axe And attack this guy first. Da, 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 da. That was damage, wasn't it? Or no? That's right. I hope. Did that roll a d20?
Yeah, I did. That was a d20 plus 3 strength plus 3 proficiency.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Does that hit?
What did you roll? Sorry.
9.
9.
9? No, does not hit.
Alright, I'm gonna use my extra attack on him.
That hits. You do see, like, as they pick up these spears, these crude spears, they also pick up what looks to be like hide and bone shields to hold in their other hand. So.
Okay. It's 14 damage.
14. Alright. Yep. He's hurting. You swing down and carve deep into this fish boy. He's still standing, but you hear him garble out a screaming cry.
He's the exact
Alright,
opposite.
that ends my turn.
Did you go into a rage?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No.
Mira!
Damn, that was awesome, Chum. Do it again. And then I'm going to cast Magic Weapon on the weapon in Chum's hand. So I am concentrating. I'll put the little heart.
Okay.
And then I'm going to swing my hammer at this guy.
Okay.
It's plus my strength modifier, right? My
To
roll
hit? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, just making sure I remember.
Although your character sheet should have it set up for you.
Well, I'm rolling my regular dice. And so
Oh,
doing the
right.
math. I rolled a 19.
You currently have a +7 to hit.
So yeah, I rolled a 19. So that's a 20.
You hit, yes.
And my damage is 1d10 plus 4. Sorry. I rolled an 8. So 12.
Okay. You smash down your hammer. He raises his shield up, but it still sort of crushes through his block and kind of pins his shield to himself as he takes the damage. Do you do anything else in your turn?
No. I'm gonna end my turn now. Thank you. Sorry.
Alrighty. So we have these three who are going to run up and begin stabbing away. Which one are they gonna use? They're gonna use this. Actually,
I don't like the sound of that.
Oh, wait,
Something better.
this one here is going to move its spear to hold it with the same hand as holding its shield. Reach behind it and pull out a net and try to throw it over top of you.
Oh shit! He's trying to catch me.
You're a fish.
So he's actually
So it's
going to stop right back there and do that.
so that's a contested what check?
It's not a contested
Oh,
anything. It's the hit
oh.
roll.
Oh, damn. I thought it worked like a grapple. That's good to know.
15
that
to hit.
misses.
Okay.
Push that net off.
So yeah, the net, you managed to use your hammer and your hands kind of push the net to the side before it's able to wrap itself around you. And that ends that guy's turn. The other two are just going to stab at you with spears.
Well, that's rude. And they're
13
both
and
misses.
12. All right.
Heavy armor coming in handy.
Okay. Okay. Then that ends their turn. Echo.
So a reminder of who I can see from my current position.
You can currently see the three that are in direct combat with your allies, and where you're at, you can see this one.
Nice.
The other three are.
Three as well.
You can see all three that are in direct combat with your allies. Yes.
Okay.
Delightful. Alright, I'm gonna try to shoot this guy.
Sure. Go ahead.
And we know what I'm doing.
Which one are you shooting?
The one directly below the one in front of Mira.
Oh, okay.
Roll to hit.
18. Well, I don't know if I need my additions with it. I think just the regular 18 should hit. But yeah,
Well, you get 2 beams. So.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. 18 plus.
Are you shooting the same guy or a different guy?
I'm shooting the same.
Yeah,
one
you
twice.
can. Okay.
Is that for the extra attack?
No, I have
Eldritch Blast as a cantrip just gets extra
Oh,
beams
okay.
when you hit certain levels.
Okay.
Yep, I have
Cantrips
level 5.
get more
I shoot 2 of
powerful
them
as
now.
the character levels up.
Dude, Warlock is the best sometimes.
It's great. I have 2 beams now. It's fun. And I rolled 18 raw for the other one. I don't think I need the additions with it. And then in total for the second one, I rolled a 15.
Hit, both hit.
Deal.
Go ahead and roll damage.
And since I've moved from virtual to a physical dice, I no longer have the luxury of it doing it for me. Spell attack bonus is added to hit, not for damage.
Correct.
Right. Thank you.
If you have Agonizing Blast, you add your Charisma modifier to your Eldritch Blast. But if you... Do you have Agonizing Blast?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay. Go ahead and
Alright.
kill a fishman.
Essentially 2d10s plus 10.
Yeah, 2d10 plus 10.
Well, I hope you roll good.
Delightful. That is a 9 for the first one. And a 10 for the second one.
Okay. This fish no longer has a head. You struck down at it, and you quite literally saw the first bolt, as it kind of heard you moving up, and it kind of turned its head sideways to look at you, the first bolt kind of took off its jaw and spun its head a little bit, and the second bolt, you literally saw its eyes pop out of its head as the head became crushed from the force of the bolt. Bye-bye, Fishman.
Delicious.
Would you like to do anything else?
No.
Alright. He's gonna walk over here. He's gonna come over here. He's gonna come over here. This one that's staying a little bit away is gonna throw a net at Chum. 17 to hit.
That would be a hit.
No, they roped them.
Okay. So, you have become restrained. On following turns, you can use your action to make a strength check to free yourself or another creature in a net. You end the effect if you succeed. You can also attack the net itself to deal damage to it. And basically, if you destroy the net, that also frees you. But you are restrained. Okay. Thusly, the other three who are attacking you have advantage because you're restrained.
That is very unfun.
I'm so glad I didn't get restrained. I'm so sorry.
So,
Who knew a
15
is a hit.
unnatural 20 and 5.
No, one
Rolls
of
with
those is not like
advantage.
hits.
Rolled a 1 and 2. Alright, so
That's
2
the
hit
pro
you?
Roland.
Okay, so they do fucking nothing.
Anybody else that heard it, put it in the chat.
2 damage and 6 damage.
Alright.
Damn, what are those weapons made of?
Driftwood and bone.
Oh,
Mostly.
no. Bone good for defense, not as good for offense.
You also have some stone heads for the
Okay,
spears.
so that's not the worst. But oh god.
Yeah. Alright. That's going to conclude their turn. Noodle!
A question.
They've all gathered up for you. Real nice.
Yeah, I have a question. Does the extra
Yes?
attack apply to Twin Strike?
You do not get an so Twin Strike, if I remember correctly, uses your bonus action to fire again.
You can make a second action against a creature adjacent to your first target once per turn. That's all the information I have.
Why is it gotta be in weird language?
The weird language.
It's not
Indies. Instead of legalese.
No, okay, you don't need to use a bonus action or nothing. It's just when you make a weapon attack. Yeah, once per turn. So basically, when you do extra attack, you get 2 attacks. Twin Strike gives you a third attack against an adjacent creature. Now, you don't have to
No, it
shoot the
does
same
not
creature
apply.
twice. You don't have to shoot the same creature twice with the extra attack, but you can only use Twin Strike once. So, at
Okay.
most, you're getting 3 attacks.
Okay. Thank you.
And the third attack can't be on the same. All 3 attacks can't be on the same target At least one of them has to hit a different target.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for that guy.
Okay, with how many
I
attacks?
already chopped it out for you.
For two attacks.
You can just roll them one at a time if you want.
I'll just one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just.
You a
use my
sharpshooter?
microphone. No.
Okay.
These guys seem weak.
Damn.
That hits.
And then I'm gonna put Hunter's mark. So 14.
He's dead.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
8. Oh,
That's a
natural
miss.
one. Okay, and then I'm gonna
And
shoot this guy.
You have to attack that one, yeah.
Yeah. So 11.
That's also a miss.
Okay.
So you literally like sever the spinal cord of the first one because you're shooting basically directly down at him, and just punk, and he collapses like a pile of rocks, and then the other two, they kind of look up and put their shields over their head, and you just see the arrow just kind of stick into the shields. Does that conclude your turn?
Yes.
All right, back up to the top. Chum, you are restrained.
That's lucky dice.
Roar my way out of that
Wish-
net.
Okay, so you use your action to break out of it? Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you rip the net off of you easily, but that does take your action to do.
Yep. I'm gonna use my extra attack.
You cannot. You only get extra attack if you take the attack action.
Okay. I don't think I have any bonus actions I can do.
Rage.
Yeah. I don't know if these guys are worth it.
That is an absolutely fair point.
So, alright. So, yeah. I'm just taking that net off.
All right,
Now in my turn.
Mira.
All right. I'm going to swing my hammer. So that's a 13 plus 7, so 21.
That hits.
For 11 damage.
11 damage. You swing your hammer in almost like a side swipe, and he tries to catch it on his shield, but it just kind of breaks the edge of it and crushes into his chest as he falls over very dead.
Awesome. Then I'm going to walk up to this guy, and because I'm a war priest, I'm going to smack him again. Or just smack this guy. I'm going to hit again. For 9 plus 7, 16 to hit?
Hits.
If you roll a 0 on the d10, what is it? It's 10, right?
Yes.
I got 10, so 14
Yes.
damage.
14 damage. To which one? Left or right?
The right one.
Alrighty. He is not looking good either.
Stop throwing this at people. And my turn is over.
Okay. So it's just the one here that's going to act. He is going to stab a spear at you.
That's a miss.
For a 15 to hit. Alright, that ends his turn.
Yeah.
Echo!
You got back just in
Delightful.
time.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, shooting at this guy. Did you hit him at all, chum?
Yeah, I wasn't able to attack because the getting out of the net took my action.
Delightful.
And, I missed.
So they're both full health.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll just keep focusing one. See what happens.
Go ahead and roll.
That is a 25 for the first one.
Hits, yes.
And a 24 for the second one.
No, that one misses.
Ah, drat.
Roll your damage.
Alrighty. 9 for the first one. 10 for the second. What the?
Well, that's another one. Just
Another one incinerated.
like, just your Eldritch Blasts. You do what? Force damage? Yeah. So you're just literally like blowing them apart piece by piece as you hit them with these. But yeah, he falls to the ground dead. As each one falls, the remaining survivors begin to shout and yell louder, and now you can sense that they begin to get into rhythm and shout and chant, and they're chanting and blah 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 blah. Did you do anything?
Sounds like they're trying to summon something.
I have a really bad feeling about that.
Well, that ends my turn.
The two remaining on this initiative order are going to strike out with spears. But as they do, you can hear blah 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 all from blah 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 all from blah 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 blah, and they're continuing to get louder and louder and louder. But you can hear this repeating word or phrase or something within. 10 misses Mira, 8 misses Chum, so they're done. Noodle.
Okay, I'm gonna go after that one. Well, the last one I can see.
You hit.
Alright.
Okay,
And then
Al.
Hunter's Mark.
Sure. Al Moore. Shoot him again.
Yeah. 13.
That hits.
Oh, okay. 11.
Okay. Thunk, thunk.
13.
As he falls to the ground dead.
Look up at those two and give them a thumbs up.
I assume that ends your turn unless you want to move somewhere.
I'm gonna move over to here.
Keep in mind that these three tiles over here are rubble, and you can get, and they're essentially act as stairs, so you can jump over to them and get a good view of the entire room if you want.
Then I'm gonna jump down.
Okay. Chum, you're up.
Alrighty. Let's see. 5, 10. Would I be able to get to there safely?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Each square is only 5 feet of movement, so.
So I'm gonna move there, attack that one.
Hey, you have advantage because you're flanking.
but
That hits. Okay,
+1.
And then I'm gonna use extra attack. Oh yeah,
Plus one. Oh, and he's already damaged. So yeah, you just lop off his head.
Yeah.
Dead.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use my extra attack on the one next to him.
Okay, you do not have advantage on him because you're not flanking.
Okay.
+1.
That hits.
Another
Plus one damage to that. Does not kill him. But, remind me, do you get some bonus when something dies next to you? Or dies due to you? Do you have Great Weapon Master?
Oh yes, yes I do. That is right.
So you can use your bonus action to attack again?
Or melee attack. Yep. So I'm gonna
Okay, go
attack
ahead.
him again. Completely forgot about that.
Plus
So,
one? Yep,
14.
hits. Plus one. Yep. With 2 strikes, you just carve an X into this creature's side as you just whoosh, whoosh, and he just slumps to the ground.
Alrighty.
As its dying words.
Hopefully we knocked them all out before they can summon whatever they were trying to call.
So now I want to see if I remember anything about Alfram.
Sure, roll a religion check.
Okay, let's
Or
How do I
history,
get
you can
that?
choose which one.
Can I go down the same way Noodle did? I'm not a jumper.
Yes.
But okay, cool.
It's
17.
it's a 5-foot drop and it's a 10-foot jump. You can make it.
I also love the
Cool.
graphic.
Was that history or religion?
That was religion 17.
Okay. You have no fucking idea what this is.
Fuck.
This is no god or deity that you have ever heard of before.
Okay, well I'm gonna feel him up for money.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna do that too.
You
Get
find
into
bits
those
of
50
bone and shells and their weird necklacey thingies and their
Anything
stone
else
spears.
in this room?
So there is within the room itself. You see what looks to be stone rubble that has been placed in a way to act almost like a table or like a little raised area. So it could be a seat, could be a table. You're not exactly sure, but you see bits of like seaweed and other like water vegetation that have been draped across them and are drying. You see bits of meat that you have a hard time identifying what it is. Sat out on top of these, and you see like in some of the corners you see more rags and such that have been made into rough bedding. But in terms of like other stuff, not so much. You do see in this corner over here what looks to be a staircase going down. A spiral staircase going down.
And check out that staircase.
I vote for going
See if
deeper.
I hear anything.
Okay. As you listen down the staircase, you hear nothing.
It doesn't sound like
that guy.
anything's coming up for us.
But with that, I will say with that perception check, you do see scrawling on the walls, almost like carved into it, this strange written language that just seems to be. Have you ever seen in a show or a movie when someone goes fucking nuts and starts scrawling
Oh, yeah.
the same sentence over and
Yeah.
over and over and over again. Yeah, that's the
Oh, yeah.
walls here.
Oh, delightful.
Interesting. Well, let's go on deeper and see what we can find in this crazy place, I guess.
Okay. So as you begin to go down the stairs, you come down to another room. I want to drag you over here. Do 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 do. Down to another room, and in this room, you see on the walls there's pictographs and carvings into the walls rather than words or whatever this language is. It's a series of images that have been carved into the walls over time. Close to the center, you see a stepped dais that comes up almost like 2-3 feet above the floor, and in the center you see a pillar of stone wrapped in what looks to be tentacles wrapping around it. Behind that dais, you can see a closed trap door that made of stone, almost. Like, it's not really a trap door; it's more like almost like a manhole cover type of deal. But it's made of stone and just raised up a little bit above from the rest of the room. And you also see in one of the corners piles and piles of bones and skulls, and in some cases entire skeletons within this pile of once living, now dead humanoid debris.
Someone had a party. I want to investigate that cover, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and move your characters as you wish as you're moving around.
I want to investigate this pile.
Okay.
I'm just flanking.
So 13. It's going to be investigation, not perception.
Oh, sorry. Age. 25.
Okay.
I like that one better anyway.
You see within these piles of bones, you see human corpses, you see dwarf corpses, you see elven corpses, halfling, Kuatoa. You see an intact shark corpse within here. Humanoid corpses of all types. And there's no flesh on them. They're all just skeletons. And a lot of them are broken up and scattered throughout these piles, but you do see occasionally a solid skeleton of one race or another hidden within the piles. There is... with that, I'll give you... There is many different types of skeleton within here. And it is weird to see them all collated at the same place.
Like something shoved him in the corner.
Any Chum, you make an investigation on that hatch. Mira, what are you up to?
I am just kind of fascinated with these symbols that I don't recognize, so I'm studying them.
So you're studying the walls?
Yes, I'm studying the symbols on the walls, like trying to get a grasp on it.
Okay.
Or on that pillar.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me so no, the
I don't
pillar.
think I could actually
So you have
do
a.
anything.
So the circle is a raised dais that goes up about 2-3 feet. In the center of the dais, there is a pillar with what looks to be tentacles wrapping around the pillar from the bottom.
Yes, I'm just looking at it, studying it, seeing if there's any specific markings anywhere.
Are you studying the pillar or are you studying the walls? Because the
The
walls
pillar.
have... Okay. Do you...
The pillar specifically.
So you go up to the pillar?
Yes.
Or you just...
I
Okay.
am, like, up close and personal with the pillar.
Okay. Chum, you're trying to lift this thing. You're trying to push it. You're trying to do anything with it. It doesn't budge. Like you can you lift with all your strength and it doesn't move. Echo,
As-
what are you doing?
Hatches locked down.
Watching the detective work. Nothing.
Okay. So as you all are doing your individual things, you hear a strange click. And Mira, you feel underneath your foot the entire dais just drop down a half an inch as you walk close to the pillar. And something that you sorry. As this click drops down, you get this sense of dread as you begin to hear, and you look up, and on the near the top of the room, holes have now appeared, and sand begins pouring into the room.
Mira, what did you do?
And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Sorry.
God damn it, we're buried alive!
So, with this delightful cliffhanger hanging over all of us, I want to thank both our current and future viewers for watching the Tales of Pageos and watching us play this wonderful game with these wonderful people. Thank you so much, and have a good night.